People always ask about prepping and how to start prepping and the cost associated with it. And it scares people to say, oh, we've got to go spend thousands of dollars to start this prepping journey. That is incorrect. Today's video, we're going to be talking about 15 things you literally can pick up every time you go to Walmart, once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. Pick these things up. These are very economical. We're going to talk about buying the smaller quantities today, so a little bit will add up over time. Be a little bit easier on your wallet in such tough times when money is tough to come by. So today's video is going to be a good one. Let's jump right into the 15.
It's hard to be this real. We can play our favorite song.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We are the Max. If you're new to our channel, please go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell. If you want to know about homesteading or sustainable practices, living off the land, from raising animals to gardens, this is the channel for you. If you want to know about prepping and hopefully some current events too, we want to give you wisdom and hopefully it will help you and your family thrive through this crazy world that we live in. So join us today by clicking subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And hey, let us know what you think about these videos. Give us a thumbs up or down and give us a comment and tell us what you think and what you may be doing different than some of these things in the video. So if you're going to Walmart once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month, let's talk about some of the things you need to pick up. Now, some of these are very easy. They're the things that everyone talks about. But I want to show you, instead of buying bulk, let's start buying smaller quantities. Now, if you're able to buy bulk, again, that's always cheaper. But sometimes we're on a very tight week-to-week budget and we need to make sure we can pick up prepping items and only spend just a few dollars on those items. So these are in no particular order, so I want to make sure you understand there's not one better than the other. Just start picking these up. First would be seeds. Seeds are very economical. You usually can pick up a pack of seeds anywhere from 50 cents to $2 or $3 a piece. What I challenge you to do, if we're talking weekly shopping, every other week shopping, or monthly shopping, pick up about 2 or 3 packets of seeds. Maybe in the cool weathers you can pick up lettuces, you can pick up radishes, you can pick up spinach. Those things are usually $1 or less at some of those big box stores or co-op. $1 or less for a pack. So now you're able to grow some of your own food. This is good too because it helps you understand growing in containers. It helps you understand growing in smaller areas. You don't have to have these big fields or big areas, big gardens. You can grow especially cool weather crops like lettuces, spinaches, and things like that in pots right in the windowsill. So first and foremost would be buying seeds. Herbs, that's another great thing to pick up. Number one would be seeds. Number two would be water. Buy either a 24 case of water, which is usually $3 or $4. Buy the Sam's Choice brand or the Great Value brand or the Nestle brand, some of these more economic brands. $2 or $3 for a pack of 24, 28, or 32, depending on what the sale is for the week. If you're not doing that, pick up 2 jugs of gallon waters or 3 jugs of gallon waters. Those waters are usually $1 a piece or $1.28, depending on what kind you're buying. This is good to have. Now, the water in these bottles, from bottled water to the little gallon waters, this is not something that would last for years and years without needing to be treated probably over time. They are in plastic bottles that do break down. But in a case where you're just putting some water up for any bad scenario that may come, or just survival, or just a power outage, having some water to be able to utilize for bathing, for drinking, for eating, to whatever it may be, you've got water. $2 or $3. Seeds, $2 or $3, you've got water. You're on the road to prepping. Number 3 would be matches or lighters. When you go to the checkout, there's usually a pack of matches for $1 or some lighters there for $1. You can usually pick up 4 or 5 packs of matches or 4 or 5 lighters, usually in a pack, for less than $2. You never know when you may need those things. If you're buying a pack of matches a week, you're spending 50 cents or $1 for a big pack, and you're piling a way to start fire. Fire, we know, is energy. It also helps us keep warmth. It helps us cook. It helps clean. Fire is a good thing to have, and if you have it in your hand at your disposal, you don't realize how much of a bartering tool or survival a pack of matches or lighter can be. Number 4 would be over-the-counter meds. We did a video on over-the-counter meds just a few weeks ago. I challenge you to go back and look at that. Now again, we are a holistic, herbal, non-medicated family. We really try not to have to buy medicine, but we still pick up over-the-counter medicines. We still buy from Jace Medical if you're interested in antibiotics that cost more than a few dollars, but down below there's a link to that too. So that video is below, and also Jace Medical link. But what I'm saying is, if you're on a tight budget, you can buy the Equate brand of ibuprofen. You can buy the Equate brand of Tylenol, allergy relief like Benadryl, things like that. Pick up a bottle a week. If we're doing that every week, we could pick up Pepto-Bismol next week. We could pick up, Imodium the next week, milk of magnesia the next week, aspirins the next week. See, you get what I'm saying? You're building a pantry, but you're building it at $2 or $3 at a time. Don't watch people and be so overwhelmed that you think you have to have thousands of dollars to prep. Prepping is a step-by-step guide that will take you a long time, but it's never too late. People always say, what do we do with our money? It's the same way. We want to stockpile, but you want to put it up a little at a time, no matter what you're using. You're wanting to buy a little at a time. You're wanting to do a little at a time. And then when you look back one day, you're going to say, wow, I have built up a phenomenal stockpile as a prepper to survive whatever comes our way. So number 4 would be over-the-counter meds. Pick up a bottle here and there. Sometimes you can go to even like dollar stores, and they'll have some that's even more of an off-brand for $1.50, $2. Save money, but pick up over-the-counter meds every time you go. Number 5, it would be charcoal. If you don't live next to a lot of woods, or you don't have a way to understand lighting fire, charcoal, lighter fluid, things like that would be key. If it's one of those cases where you live in the city, you live in apartments, you can't light a grill, who cares? Charcoal, just like the matches, becomes a bartering tool. It becomes very special to someone else who is needing to cook. And then you can barter and say, you know what? I've got the water and the charcoal. You help me light it somewhere, we'll be able to boil our water, cook something. It's a great bartering technique. The thing about prepping is sometimes if you don't need it, doesn't mean you don't have to have it. It doesn't mean that you don't need to buy it. It may be something that you can buy and turn around and barter for the next guy, because we want to have charcoal. No matter if we have woods to light a fire, charcoal is always good to have to be able to cook if you need it. Number 6 would be simply rice. Everybody talks about rice, everybody talks about beans, which would be number 7, but you can pick up those little 1-pound packs of rice or beans for $1.50 or less. If you're buying from Whole Foods, probably not, but if you're buying from a typical grocer or a dollar store or a typical Walmart, those little packs of rice are literally $1 and $1 or $2. Pick up one of those every time you go, because when you look back a month or 2 or 3 months from now, you may have several packs of that, and you are building up poundage of food that is filler. So number 7 would be the same process of beans, having a fibrous bean, pinto bean, a kidney bean, a northern bean, I don't care, but pick up a pack of beans, because you can pick them up again for $1 or $2 or less. Now if you buy the big pack, that's great, you're buying bulk, it's going to save you money over time. But if spending $20 or $30 at a time is a little pricey, then buy the $1 packs or the $2 packs, and then you're building up over time. 6 and 7, rice and beans, very common for most people to always say. That's nothing surprising, but understand buying quantity and buying smaller pieces so you can pick this up every time you go. Number 8 would be vinegar, picking up a gallon of vinegar. Now, over time, pick up apple cider vinegar, because apple cider vinegar, especially with the mother and it being organic, it's usually $10 a gallon. So don't pick that up at the start. Pick up simple white vinegar. Vinegar you can purchase for $2 or $3. It's usually by the pickles or by the seasonings and things like that. But pick up some vinegar. It can be used for so much. It can be used in your food. It can be used for cleaning. There's so many ways you can use vinegar. It's good for your home. It's good versatility that you can put up for $2 or $3 a gallon. Pick it up, stockpile it, and you never know what you can use vinegar for. Number 9 is oatmeal or grits. Sometimes if you like oatmeal, you don't like grits. Sometimes you like grits, you don't like oatmeal. Especially people in the South, they love some grits. I love some grits, but I like oatmeal too. You can buy the little Quaker brand or the off brand of oatmeal, $2 or $3 a piece. Grits, you can buy the Southern grits or the polenta, smaller packs for $3 or $4. Now, if you want to buy the individual packs of oatmeal, individual packs of grits, both of those can be bought for $2 or $3 too. Then you've got 10 portioned or 8 portioned packets of meals. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a lot of oatmeal or grits. It's kind of like the beans and rice. but over time, when you're adding to this, it's better. I would say don't buy flavored or seasoned grits or flavored or seasoned fruit oatmeal or anything like that. The reason being is because if you're talking about prepping and preserving food, when you start putting a lot of fragrance and artificial ingredients and things that are not natural and holistic about the grit or about the oatmeal or about whatever you're buying, then it's going to not be as shelf stable, or it's going to have a lot more chemicals in it. So I would challenge you to look at the more holistic version of these things, or the ones that just doesn't have anything in it. For us, we buy oatmeal, we buy overnight oats, we buy the bigger oats. They're not instant oats. Same with grits. We don't buy instant grits. We buy the true grits. Actually, I like buying polenta. It tastes better to me. It's more of a yellow grit compared to the white grit. So very, very good to have oatmeal and grits. Next one's going to be oil. Pick up some oil. Now we like olive oil. We also like lard. So for us, that's two things that lard, of course, we produce on farm, but we don't produce olive oil. We make a lot of soap, and then also we cook and we like a healthier oil. So we try to stay away from vegetable oil, canola oil, peanut oil, and all those. However, if that's what you can buy and that's what you can afford, buy it. The little olive oils that we buy, they're $2.52. I mean, that's not bad. If you're buying corn oil or peanut oil or canola oil, any of those oils, which again, I would challenge you not to buy something a little bit more holistic, but those oils in those little canisters can be $2 or $3 too. Pick up one of those every time you go. That's not a lot. You may not be using it, but there may be a time that you need the oil and you need the fats to be able to cook your food in. It's very good to have. Another great bartering agent, because if people need it and they can't get it, then you have it, and it allows you to barter something that you don't have. Anything we prep is good for us, but we also want to make it where if we need to use it for bartering, we could do that as well. Next, and probably my favorite on this list, would be salt. Salt or any seasoning that is very key to not only making flavors of food taste better, but it can be used for preservatives or for your health. I think of salt because it is a curing agent. We use salt and we buy it in the case loads. I mean, we literally buy poundage. But you can pick up a little thing of salt for $1 or less. We're talking just a smaller one. Buy it over time and you're adding up. If you can afford to buy the 50-pound sacks, great, that's awesome. But again, we're talking weekly shopping. Pick up some salt every time you go. Salt may not be your thing. Maybe you have an issue with cholesterol. Maybe you have an issue with high blood pressure and you don't need salt. Pick up things like cayenne pepper. Very good for your health and also good for your body. Pick up things like cinnamon. Cinnamon is very good for our health, very good for our body and metabolism. So this needs to fit to you. If you don't like salt, you don't like cinnamon, you don't like cayenne pepper, you don't like black pepper, pick up whatever's best for you. I'm saying salt or some kind of seasoning at this point is very good to pick up. I usually pick up things like seasoning spices, things like mustard seeds, coriander, cilantro, bay leaves. Those things are very good because not only red pepper flake, that's another good one, cayenne, those are all used to preserve meat as well, to put flavoring, to be good for our health. So it may be picking up one of those every time you go. You can pick up one of those little McCormick spices for $1 or $2 depending on what kind you're getting. If you get up to the organic stuff, you may be buying it for $4 or $5. The McCormick, look at a lot of theirs are non-GMO. So check those out. Pick up some salt, pick up some seasonings. It's good to have. It's one thing you can pick up every week that will not break your bank. Number 12 would be flour. I pick up flour every time we go, no matter if I'm buying in bulk from places like Azure Standard. Every time we go to Walmart, because we cook from scratch, we'll pick up a little thing of King Arthur flour, or we'll pick up a little thing of the organic brand flour, or we'll pick up whatever, you know, if you have a certain brand flour that you like. Those little, I think they're 4 to 5 pounds, I can't remember, or the little 2 or 3 pounds. You can pick those up for $2 to $5 a piece, depending on the kind you're buying. We're talking prepping, we're talking sustainability. So maybe you don't have the kind that you like, which is the organic brand or the non-GMO brand. Maybe they have this little, you know, Martha White's. Very good to have. We put ours, if you're not prepping for bigness and having a lot, I mean, of course you need food grade buckets, you need Mylar bags, those things are good. But if you're buying flour and you want to make sure it stays, you know, safe, put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge. It allows it to be preserved for a little bit longer, and it doesn't have to have anything but the little sack that it's in. We have froze it, we have put it in refrigerators. I mean, it's good to have, it's good to put up, but it's something you can pick up weekly. Next on the list is noodles. Noodles is kind of like rice and beans. You hear it, everybody says, oh, you gotta have rice, beans, and noodles. Well, you can. It's very, very cliche, but it's very, very good to have. Pick up a box of noodles for $1. Pick up a pack of spaghetti noodles for $1.28, I think is the last time we bought some at Walmart. So they're not very expensive. Now, if you're in some of these areas where food is just crazy expensive, like North Canada, or if you're in California, I know these prices may be a little different from you, but it's still the cheapest things that you can purchase on a weekly basis in smaller quantities. Noodles would be key. For us, because we have a house full of a lot of kids, we like macaroni and cheese, you know, and we buy the Annie's macaroni and cheese. If we're going and we're buying some, we'll buy the big packs if we're going to Costco or Sam's. But ultimately, if you go to Walmart, you can buy one of those little, you know, organic cheese, Annie's mac and cheese for literally, I think it's $1.98 or $2 for the bigger brand. For more of the cheaper brands or economic brands, or the like the Aldi or the Great Value or the Equate brands, you may be spending $1. That's cheap, and kids love mac and cheese. We don't need to live off unhealthy food, but it's one of those things, if you could pick up some boxed food that will last a long time on the shelf, and you can buy it pretty economically in smaller quantities, do it. Noodles is key. We buy spaghetti noodles and box noodles. We have so many of them because it can make so many versatile meals, but also be a great filler that you can turn around and add meat to, add seasoning to. Bam, you got a whole meal, combination meal, easy, especially for us working on the farm. It just makes life fun. For instance, we ate spaghetti by the fire last night outside. One combination meal, enjoyed it, kids had a great time, and boom, there you go. 14 would be more personal items. I would say you need things like your toilet paper, your feminine hygiene. I would call them sundries. We saw it, especially in the last few years, how even those things became sparse. I never would have thought toilet paper would have been what went off the shelf the quickest, but people want to wipe themselves, I guess, and not have to use a leaf outside. So pick up some toilet paper. I'm not saying pick up the big packs. Now, if you're a family and you're buying on a monthly situation, yes, buy the big packs. If you're going once a week and you're on a tighter budget, they sell the little 4-packs for, especially economic brands, for $3, $4, $5 for those little 4-packs. They also sell some really off-brand stuff that's very like camper style in the toilet paper section for $2, and you could buy, you know, the smaller sets. They even sell individual rolls some places, so pick those up. Very good to barter and have, to be able to utilize and to be able to say, I've got toilet paper. It must be worth a lot, I don't know, but over time it will stock up and have. That would also go for paper towels. That go for paper plates. If we're not wanting to use our water, we pick up a lot of paper plates. Not styrofoam, but we pick up paper so we can utilize them in our fires. We can also feel like we're not causing issues with throwing a lot of plastics or junk away, so we'll buy paper plates. Not that we use this all the time. We have a paper plate stash that if all of a sudden we're going all of a sudden we can't use our water, all of a sudden we lose power and we can't wash dishes, we've got paper plates ready. Same way with napkins. All those things can be turned around and utilized in our fire too. So versatility, making sure you can buy something that can also help with something else. Feminine hygiene would be another one here, making sure you're picking that up weekly if you're in need of that. These are always good to have. They can be very, very versatile depending on what you're needing. Feminine hygiene, a lot of times you've seen people use them as bandages because it is a cotton absorber. There's so many benefits here to this number 14. I'd go back to diapers, wipes, any of those things. Pick up weekly, buy small quantities. If you have children, that's something you can pick up over time and know you've got. And that way it saves where you're not having to put out $30, $40, $50 just to buy a pack of diapers or a pack of wipes. Pick up a little pack here and there. You can buy them over time and it doesn't feel like it breaks your bank. Lastly, and again, this is not just number 15 and final. You can make this list very determinate on what's best for you. I would say add meat of some sort. Pick up a thing of meat weekly. If that's canned chicken, if that's canned tuna. Those are great sources of protein and usually very economical. Say it's just picking up a thing of hamburger meat, a pound of hamburger meat, and to put it in your freezer or your fridge. Say it's canned hot dog meat. That's a little nasty to me, but if you like it, go with it. If it's canned chili. If it's raw chicken and you're gonna can it, or Spam. Just once a week, pick up some form of meat, very small consumptions, a can of food, a can of meat can cost you anywhere from $1 to $5 depending on what you're buying. If you're buying canned tuna or Spam or buying the sausages, that's gonna be a lot cheaper than like canned salmon or canned chicken. So whatever's best for your budget. Don't say you can do this list. All these things are things you can utilize at any time and also very economical to purchase on a weekly basis. The most expensive thing on this list was probably charcoal or vinegar or something like that. Other than that, all these things can be purchased usually for $5 or less a piece, and if you're picking that up on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis depending on when you shop, it's a game changer. Say you can't buy all 15 of these at one time. That's fine. Pick up 2 or 3 of these next time you go to Walmart. Pick up 2 or 3 more next time you go to Kroger. Pick up 2 or 3 more when you go to wherever you go to the grocery. It's all about making it easy to feel like you're not so overwhelmed to then you could pick these things up, turn around one day and say, you know what? I did stockpile a lot of food and I did it a little at a time. There's nothing wrong with that. Hope this video helps. I've done another video with Walmart, how to shop under $200. Now, with inflation, it's probably went up from there. It's probably closer to $300 now. But there is benefits to watching a lot of these videos. There's benefits to watching other preppers in this community and other sustainable farmers and homesteaders that can help you be more frugal and learn to prep on a budget, learn to grow on a budget. Like those seeds. Don't buy something you don't eat. If you're buying a pack of seeds and you have an apartment to grow, don't buy corn. That's not smart. Buy herbs, buy lettuce, buy spinach. If you're able to grow a tomato, grow a tomato. But don't go and, be thoughtful on what you're buying. If you don't like a certain, rice or bean, don't pick up pinto beans. Pick up an extra thing of rice. Pick up an extra thing of noodles. Pick up an extra thing of whatever it may be. If you don't like canned tuna, don't buy canned tuna. So this list needs to be more personalized to you, but every week you can pick up a little at a time. No matter what kind of fixed budget you're on, just picking up a little at a time. Pick up 3 or 4 at a time, whatever's best for you. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this video helped. I hope you enjoy our content. Our goal is to always show you a sustainable homesteading journey on our farm, but also these lists to help you prepare for anything and everything that goes on. Then we also have our videos that we talk a little bit more about current events, because that reality, that it's not fear, it's reality that we live in, helps us prepare better and take care of our families and gain a wisdom. This will also help us move back to homesteading. This will help us move back to homeschooling. This will help us ultimately rely back on spiritual blessings and the things that God has given us. I would challenge you more than anything, the best prep is knowing Jesus, because that's going to help you walk through anything that you go through. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.